Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I just want to explain the incubation process a little bit. On my previous video, I talked about the eggs, preparing them for incubation. So this is what I just want to add this to that video. So this is basically a part 2 of that part 1 video. So what you do is, depending on where you got, if you are using your own eggs, did you buy eggs in, or what process that you follow. Usually when you buy eggs in and they come on shipping, whatever shipping method you may have used, you let them stand overnight on a tilted position, let them settle, and then the next day you set your eggs in your incubator. So you switch on your incubator the previous day so it can heat up and stabilize. Then the next morning, what I usually do is I set my eggs in the incubator and on the rollers or turners or whatever you might use, and then I set my incubator, and then it runs for the first 6 days. It incubates, it turns, it goes all the way. Remember, you've already candled them, you've already weighed them, you already made sure everything is right. So now the incubation process. So from day 1 to day 6, it's normal incubation. The incubator turns in the first 6 days. Day 7, you go through all your eggs, you candle them. The ones that's full, you place them back in the incubator, and the ones that obviously didn't start developing yet or doesn't show any veins, you remove them, because if you leave that in the incubator and it goes rotten and it explodes, it's gonna sabotage all your other eggs in the incubator. So preferably remove the eggs that hasn't started developing yet, and then you leave your incubation till day 13. Day 13 is the final day of turning. Then we get to day 14, day 15. You candle your eggs one last time. When you put them back in there, you remove the rollers, remove the cups or whatever you might have, so they're laying on the bottom of your tray or basket or whatever you have in there. What I usually do is, after I put all my eggs on lockdown, I take a spray can and I just spray my eggs lightly. I close my incubator, and then from the day you put them on lockdown until day 17, day 18, day 19, you don't open it. Day 19 is usually your last day, and day 17 they are supposed to be starting to hatch. But on day 16 you will see pipping in your eggs. The pipping starts. If you see for a couple of hours it's pipped but it didn't hatch, don't go into a panic and start opening an incubator or what the case might be, because the moment you open an incubator, you shrink wrap all your babies and you basically kill all of them. So from the day you put them on lockdown until day 19, you don't open the incubator. Since the time you see the first bird has pipped, or the first bird that hatched, you take 24 to 48 hours from that time until you open the incubator, because in that time you might get a bird that starts hatching on day 15, and then you open the incubator and then you kill all the other birds in the eggs. So it can go 48 hours in the incubator. It will still be perfectly alright. Remember, it's got a yolk sac, it must absorb still. So the first 48 hours it doesn't really eat, it just absorbs the yolk sac. After 48 hours or 24 hours, depending on how your hatch is done, then you can take them out and you introduce them to your brooder box. In your brooder box, make sure your water dish, you put little marbles inside there, or stones or rocks, whatever the case might be, because if there's too much water in there and your babies go in there, they are gonna drown. You're gonna get to your brooder box and you're gonna find all your babies has passed on. So the little space they have to drink water, the better. But as long as they got steady water and clean water. So I'll still make a video coming up how to prepare your brooder box and the water and everything. What I use in my water dishes is little rocks like this. Then I put them in my water dishes the first couple of days, and they can only come into the side here and drink water. They can't get into the actual water, so they can't drown. I have made this mistake before, long before. Didn't put stones or marbles or pebbles or anything in, and I had quite a big loss on that occasion. So yeah, I have made a mistake before, that's why I'm speaking about it. Very important. Okay, so let's talk about temperatures and humidity. The humidity, there's two ways of doing it. You can do a dry hatch or you can do a normal hatch. What I usually do is the first 14 days my humidity is at 45% to 50%, and then when I go to lockdown I boost it up 65 to 70%. Then my temperature, I run my incubators constantly at 37.5 degrees Celsius, and then around day 17, day 18 my hatch usually appears. I've had some early hatches before that. Some start hatching at day 15. But when that happens, don't go into a panic and open the incubator, because you're gonna have a massive loss. And then if you've got 10 eggs or you've got 200 eggs in the incubator, at the end of the day it's a loss. And it's not nice losing, especially if you had hopes and you were excited and had plans for them, and then all of a sudden everything goes up in smoke. So I'm making these videos to inform you guys not to do mistakes I've made. And yeah, I know there's some professionals watching the videos that might differ with me, but you've got your own choice, you've got your own mind, you've got your own body, you can make your own decisions. But I'm just giving information to help the guys that hasn't ever done this before, that's doing it for the first time, not to do it once in their life and then never again, because they had such a big loss. So yeah, and before starting the incubation and whatever the reason might be, make sure you know which way you want to go, what line you want to go in. There's endless possibilities in this game. You must just know where to go and where to take and where to leave. Okay, then last and foremost, if your humidity fluctuates, don't go into a panic, and if it's too high then open your incubator, or when it goes too low then you flood the incubator with water. If you have to increase it gradually. Don't pour a whole 2-liter bottle of water inside of it, and because then it is gonna jump and then you might drown your birds in the egg. And if it goes too high, most incubators these days has got air vents. Just open the air vent a little bit, let the humidity go out, but most cases it stabilizes itself quite quickly. So yeah, don't go rushing into a situation and then you kill all your birds. So this is some of the questions I'm asked quite a lot, and I had people going into a flat spin because now the humidity jumped 2%. What must they do? Don't go into a panic. If you don't know, you can contact me. We can go through it together and see what the problem might be. But don't go rushing in, opening your incubators now and what, because you're gonna kill all your babies, especially on lockdown. It's very critical. On the first 14 days of incubation, it's not a train smash if your humidity goes down or a little bit up, or it fluctuates or something like that, because it's not the end of the world. It must just not shoot into the 75-80%, then you would be alright. So on hatching, I hatch my chicks at 65 to 70% humidity. That's the best practice for it, in my case. Your case might be different, but yeah, that's the basics. If there's anything you want to know, please leave a comment below. If you want to see more videos like this, please subscribe to the channel. The moment I upload a video, you'd be one of the first guys to be notified. So like, subscribe, turn the notifications on, and let's take the journey together. Thank you guys. Have a wonderful evening.